Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. A couple of quotes to start things off. This one from Dylan Thomas, the poet. A person who seeks rest finds boredom. A person who seeks work finds rest. This one from Eleanor Roosevelt. My experience has been that work is almost the best way to pull oneself out of the depths. And the final one is from Pope Paul VI. The very striving and hard work that we so constantly try to avoid is the major building block in the person we are today. But today, many people disagree. Work-life balance is today's mantra. Yet, whether you choose to make work primary or secondary, making the most of your work life is central to the life well led. Let's start by talking about choosing a career. Often, choosing a career can be easier than many people think. I like this approach. Number one, answer this. Which one or two of these six are your best abilities? First, wordsmithing, whether verbally or in writing, in explaining and or persuading. And there are a few examples of wordsmithing-related careers are nonprofit fundraising writer, government spokesperson, online training scriptwriter. The second of the six core abilities, see if this is your core ability, is emotional intelligence. That is the ability to infer what will move people to do your bidding and to like you. Here are a few under-the-radar examples of careers requiring emotional intelligence. Anger management counselor, environmental products manufacturer's rep, child protective services social worker. The third of the six core abilities, see if this is one that's your core ability, is data, whether in science, math, engineering, or computers. A few under-the-radar examples of careers that are data-centric: biostatistician, cryptographer used all the time in cybersecurity, and electron microscopist, somebody who uses an electron microscope. The fourth of the six core abilities is the aesthetic, that is the ability to create or select visual or performing art. A few under-the-radar examples of careers that use the aesthetic: African art importer, busker, those street performers who do magic and juggling and fire eating and the like, and video post-production specialist. The fifth of the six core abilities that one might have is entrepreneurial. That is the ability to identify unmet needs, create a plan for filling it, and seeing it through to completion. A few under-the-radar examples of entrepreneurial ventures: legal process server, cloner of a successful business in a new location, food concessionaire at high school games. And the sixth of the six core abilities is hands-on, the ability to design, build, and repair concrete objects. A few under-the-radar examples of careers that are hands-on: custom lighting fixture designer and builder, medical imaging equipment repairer, trade show exhibit builder. So, once you've identified your top one or maybe two of those six abilities, use those as a filter to scan when you're scanning the career profiles in the Occupational Outlook Handbook, which is available free online, and or my book, Careers for Dummies. 3. Learn about the one or more careers you've picked out from the Occupational Outlook Handbook or Careers for Dummies by Google searching, considering videos as well as articles. Now let's turn to landing a good job. The right approach depends on your personality and your viability for the target job. If for a given job you're likely near the top of the stack, this is a job that's openly advertised, focus on creating a great application, that is, a customized resume. The most important parts to customize are the headline, highlights, or summary, and the embedding of keywords into your resume that are in the ad. Embed those words into the text, not as a separate list. The second component of a good response to a job ad is a customized cover letter. in which you explain point by point why you well meet the few major requirements, or at least a few major requirements listed in the ad. And the final component of a good response to a job ad is a piece of collateral material. That could be a relevant work sample, a plan for what you would do in the first 30 days, or a white paper that just demonstrates your current knowledge that's central to the target job. Here's a little tip. Many online application forms don't have a space for a cover letter or a collateral material. And if the application form you're working on doesn't, append your collateral material to the resume. If your background is unlikely to put you near the top of the heap of applicants, don't burn much time and emotional energy answering ads. Spend most of your job search time and energy tapping your existing network or expanding it, for example, by getting involved in your professional association. And if you're assertive, you might email and or phone people who are not advertising an on-target job, but who have power to hire you. You can find such contacts through your network or through LinkedIn or by doing internet research. Sometimes key employees are listed on the employer's website or can be found by Googling the title of the person with power to hire you, plus the name of the organization and the word email and the headquarters area code. For example, Vice President Operations, Ace Widget Company, 510, and email. You need a 10 and a 60-second pitch that makes clear what you're looking for and why you'd be good at it. For example, I've been an accountant at a mid-sized company and got fine evaluations, but was part of a large layoff when the company was acquired. You'll also want to have 2 or 3 PAR stories at the ready. PAR stands for a problem you faced, the clever or dogged way you approached it, and the positive result. Now let's turn to vetting the job. To ensure you're happier on the next job than on the previous, you're going to want to ask vetting questions, not just at the end of the interview or when offered the job, but if allowed, during the interview. Examples: why did the incumbent leave? What would you hope I would accomplish in the first 30 days? Every culture and boss is different. How would you describe what I would experience here? Now let's turn to negotiating the offer. Many employers like to send the offer in writing, making it seem like it's cast in stone. Plus, that's impersonal, so employers can lowball without feeling as guilty. Whether or not the offer comes in writing, ask if you can come in to negotiate terms. That conveys that you're not desperate. Plus, you can get a sense of the vibe there. Do the people seem engaged and contented rather than bored or harried? Most candidates focus negotiation on the money. Often that's a mistake because any extra you would negotiate would be taxed at your top rate, so you would lose roughly half. Plus, the employer gets nothing in exchange. So, if the offer seems low, yes, you might make the case for a higher salary, showing comparables plus your value add that might be exceptional. But it's usually wise to focus on non-cash benefits. Those aren't taxable and often yield benefit not just to you but to the employer. Examples: a training budget, a job description adjusted to accentuate your strengths and skirt your weaknesses, and telecommuting, so the employer needn't give you office space nor have an employee who, because of the commute, starts the workday already stressed. Rule of thumb: reject the first offer, accept the second. Any additional you get after the second offer is often outweighed by unduly heightened expectations for your work performance and increased risk of having the offer pulled. Well, we don't want an employee who feels we're underpaying him, so we're going to go with our number 2 candidate. Thank you for your time. And finally, let's turn to succeeding on the job. First, about onboarding. If your boss doesn't initiate a one-on-one in your first day or two, do so. Ask about and perhaps renegotiate your daily and weekly expectations, the expectations for your work performance. Also ask about unspokens in the office culture, for example, the actual expected work hours. Hook up with the best, especially if your boss isn't the best. Look for an opportunity to do a project with a respected employee. Get an early win. Try to get at least one early visible win, something that would impress boss and coworkers without your seeming to brag. For example, you might send a draft of that report you're proud of to colleagues for, quote, feedback. At meetings, try not to dominate nor be quiet. Here's a tactic. On a topic, Don't speak up until a number of others have. Then be a synthesizer. For example, in light of what David and Mary said, I'm wondering if a good idea would be to X. And finally, moderately play office politics. Figure out who the power people are and get them to like you. If you sense they like talking shop, talk shop. Talk personal, talk personal. Not talk, keep your head down and do your job. Of course, career success cannot be fully explored in a little talk like this, but this should give you a leg up. In any event, I thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I look forward to your comments. I love it when you hit the share button below so that my efforts have greater impact, and I'm flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. And in any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.